Hi, I'm Scoot, and welcome to the Daily Hit on scootontheair.com, also on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. Hey, actually, we have gotten to over 150 subscribers to our YouTube channel. But this is mainly for the website, the scootontheair.com website. SOTA. Hey, we've got some merchandise coming up. We'll have coffee mugs and T-shirts and stuff like that to put in our merchandise stores. So this is the beginning of building this website that we hope will become a daily destination for you. Because I'll have an interesting take on many of the breaking news stories, many of the top news stories, some of the important stuff, some of the serious stuff, and some of the just ridiculous stuff involving politics and pop culture. And I am a registered independent. I'm a maverick moderate. I see things not through the, but I see things through a political perspective of common sense, of logic, and of striving not to be hypocritical. So let's get right to it today. What will Roger Goodell, Commissioner of the NFL, say today during his press conference during Super Bowl week in Atlanta before the big game on Sunday? What is he going to say? As I said on my radio show yesterday, I don't think he's going to say much. He doesn't want to say anything about the missed call, the obvious missed call that sent the Rams, not the Saints, to the Super Bowl this weekend against the New England Patriots. He doesn't want to address it, and here's how he doesn't have to address it. He may say, I can't address this until the end of the season. Or he may say, there's a pending lawsuit. I can't comment while there's a pending lawsuit. I hope he at least says, we admit we made a bad call, and we're going to work in the offseason to correct that with the NFL Rules Committee. So it'll be interesting to see what he actually says. But a lot of people, not only in the New Orleans area, not only among the Who Dat Nation, but a lot of people who love the NFL are going to be interested to see how Roger Goodell handles such a blatant missed call. And was there malicious intent behind that blatant missed call? Also, let's see. President Trump is going to do an interview with the fake news. Yeah, he's going to do an interview with CBS, a sit-down interview for Meet the Press, Super Bowl Sunday morning. Not only that, but part of the taped interview with President Trump on the fake news, CBS, will be the president's interview played about 3:30 Eastern time, right before the Super Bowl. No, not right before. Well, it's part of the pregame festivities before the Super Bowl. So it's interesting that the president is so quick to label CBS and those networks fake news, but yet if they can give him the attention he wants, then he's okay with doing an interview with him. I find that very interesting. Also, on Fox News, President Trump criticized correspondent John Roberts and said that he really had less understanding of the wall negotiations than the fake news of CBS and CNN and NBC. I think he mentioned specifically CNN and NBC. And the president criticized him, and then another Fox anchor criticized the president for criticizing John Roberts. I'm seeing a crack in the conservative armor of Fox News, and I'm wondering if they're starting to see the writing on the wall. It doesn't mean that Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or people like that are going to change their hardcore views. But as a network, the Fox News channel seems to be much more open to the truth rather than just Republican rhetoric from the White House. Also, this is an interesting story. In Baltimore, the top prosecutor in Baltimore says that her office will no longer prosecute any marijuana possession cases, regardless of the quantity of the drug or the individual's prior criminal background. So she's not going to prosecute, the top attorney in Baltimore is not going to prosecute marijuana cases. Marilyn Mosby said that pot possession cases pose no public safety threat, and it's a waste of money and disproportionately affects people of color. Not everybody's happy with this decision. Baltimore's acting police leader Now, the police chief from New Orleans, I'm coming to you from my apartment in downtown New Orleans, but we talk about things all over the country and around the world. But this is our home base. Our police chief, Michael Harrison, resigned here in New Orleans, and he is going to become the police chief in Baltimore. So the acting police commissioner, Gary Tuggle in Baltimore, says that officers will continue to make arrests for illegal marijuana possession under the law. He says they will only stop doing that if Maryland's legislature changes the marijuana laws. When asked what her office would do, the top attorney in Baltimore, the prosecutor in Baltimore, says, I'm just going to let them all go without charges. So here's what's interesting. Right here in New Orleans, a couple of years ago, marijuana was decriminalized by the city council. I live downtown, and as I walk around downtown, I walk around the French Quarter, I constantly see people smoking a joint. So essentially, you can walk around New Orleans and smoke a joint. And the worst that's going to happen is you might get a citation. You'll get a ticket. And I think it's $40. But it seems to me that with the states and the municipalities that are legalizing and decriminalizing marijuana, if there are no consequences for smoking pot, then why would anybody worry about smoking pot? Doesn't this essentially legalize marijuana? I don't smoke pot. I've admitted many times that in the past I did. At 70s, I guess somewhat into the 80s, I smoked a little bit, but I smoked pot in the past. I thought it was cool. I mean, I didn't do it because I thought it was cool. I guess I liked it. But I came to a point where I realized, this is not my thing. And today it's not my thing. I don't have a desire to smoke pot, even if it's legal. However, I like to be consistent enough to say that if things like alcohol can be legally on sale in this country, and we expect people to be responsible with those legal products on sale, then why can't pot be on sale? And it is a waste of police resources. It's a waste of time and money to bust people for pot. And this is coming from somebody who doesn't stand anything to gain if pot's legal. But if there are no consequences to the law, then basically there's no law. If your city or your state said, we're going to no longer arrest people for speeding, doesn't matter how fast you go, doesn't matter how many tickets you've had before, you're not going to be arrested for speeding. And then maybe some places like, well, if you are arrested, we're not going to prosecute you. Would you worry about speeding? Of course not. You wouldn't care. So it seems to me that the decriminalization of pot, which is spreading around the country, including right here in New Orleans, and now the actions of the top prosecuting attorney in Baltimore, we're not going to prosecute the cases anymore. It seems to me that pot is essentially legal in many places in America where the law hasn't changed. If there's no consequence to the law, who cares about following the law? I don't have a problem with this. Do you?